you doing, guys? It's Luke from lukecurtis.co.uk. Today I'm going to talk to you about my absolute favourite lens in the world. So what lens is it, first of all? First of all, it's my nifty 50. So this is a 50mm, and for me it's probably one of the most versatile lenses there is. Now, some people wouldn't normally look at a prime lens and say it's versatile, but for me this is, and the reason it is because stereotypically portrait lenses will tend to be 50 upwards in terms of their millimeter ranging. So most people would go middle of the park and choose an 85mm. If you're looking at wide, it tends to be 35 all the way through to some of the crazy lenses that shoot at 8mm. Now, because the 50 sits nicely in between those two, you have a real balance in terms of being able to shoot wider. Of course, you have to take yourself a little bit further away from the subject, or also shooting portrait while still having the properties of narrowing subject's face, because if you shoot a subject on a wide lens, you make them wide, which isn't great for portrait. One of the other reasons I love this lens is they're cheap. They're called nifty 50s. You can pick up most good 50mm lenses. You know, I picked this up sub £150 in an airport on my way to Paris, which is amazing. It's 1.8 as well, so it gives me that great shallow depth of field for portrait yet again, but also what it does as well, and I'm going to show you some images of portrait shot with a shallow depth of field, but also in my event photography. If you pull yourself further enough away from the artist that's playing, move it to 1.8 and bring the artist into focus and the crowd out of focus and shoot it, it produces some fantastic results. And also, it's a lot cheaper than what you would pay for a 35mm or even wider in terms of ranging. So there are a couple of reasons why I like it. Now, here's a little bit of a hack for you Sony fanboys out there. Obviously, I'm shooting on the Sony A7R II. Now, you can go and buy the E mount range lenses that are designed for full frame, the FEs, and they tend to be quite expensive. So what I've done, and this is a little hack, the guys at Sony probably won't like me for this, but hey, on the back of most of the E mount lenses, which were designed originally for the next range, which are the hybrid mirrorless systems that Sony first brought into the market, they tend to have a plastic plate. If you unscrew the 3 screws that hold this plastic plate on, you can shoot this lens at full frame. What does this do? It means you're not cropping the image, especially when you're shooting with a sensor as powerful as this, so you make use of the full sensor. It also saves you money in terms of paying for the FE or the 3/3 sensor or the full frame sensor. So yeah, in short, this is why I love the nifty 50, and it's my go-to lens. I used to love the 35 and the 85, and they were absolutely phenomenal in their own right. Using the Sigma Art, the 1.4, they were phenomenal. But the problem I kept on finding, the problem I kept finding was having to change my lens, because 9 times out of 10 I tend to use just one body, and the reason I use one body is because at events I want to be in, I want to be ducking around, and when I've got 2 bodies it really limits your ability to do that and makes you very stand out in a crowd. So shooting one body as small and as powerful as this with one lens attached to it means I can shoot pretty much anything, real close artist stuff or stand back crowd stuff. So I have the full range available to me. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you liked it, please subscribe. Also share it, I'd absolutely love it. If you've got any questions, pop them into the comments below and I'm always happy to help. Thank you.